Hello and welcome to this semester's English class. My name is Miss Kugelman. I'm going to be your teacher. And this semester we are going to be doing a unit plan that's going to introduce students to literature that was written during the Victorian era. And it's going to make it so that students are able to make connections from original works in the Victorian era to works that are more recent and that were inspired by those novels that were so groundbreaking. And we're also going to be able to determine how this era of literature shaped what we have now through comparisons backed by academic journals and other sources. If you come right here to our About section here at the top, it's going to take us to this particular page. Once again, the summary of our topic. We're going to be comparing Victorian literature to modern works that were inspired by it. These are our content standards that are listed out. We have our reading standards for literature. We also have our writing standards, our language standards. Here we have a brief, description of our activities. I state right here that I firmly believe that in order for a student to be able to wholly understand a subject, they must be able to teach it to others. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing and concentrating on two particular works of literature, that being Emma by Jane Austen and Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare, and their modern day counterparts, which would be the films Clueless starring Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd, and the film 10 Things I Hate About You starring Julia Stiles and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I believe. He does play a minor character, but he's in there. We are going to be, after we dive deep into these particular examples, students are going to be able to be separated into groups, and you guys are going to become masters on one particular aspect of the novels, such as, a group focusing on symbolism, character development, the plot, so on and so forth. After you do your research on your designated area, you are going to be able to understand your area wholly, and you're going to be able to present it to your classmates. That being said, you're also going to be doing tech integration within this entire course. You are going to be able to be doing some, like I say, enjoyable tech integration by watching these movies, reading about these movies, and listening to art forms that were impacted by the selected works so that they can draw comparisons through the two works. Once the research has all been completed, students are going to be able to make their own presentations on the works that they're focusing on by use of PowerPoint, Google Slides, Prezi, etc. to present their findings and comparisons to the class. If we come up here to our contact section, this is just a little bit about me. Here's what I look like. Here's some credentials that I have. I went to Fullerton College. I went to Cal State Fullerton as well, where I majored in English, literature, and education. I've been a tutor for several years, and I tutored in various different, levels of English education and English classes as well. I've taken classes that focus solely on the Victorian era. If you have any questions, this is my email down here. If you want to learn a bit more about me, you can click on this link right here and it'll take you to a brief presentation. So next slide, what is English? I have right here, it's so much more than you would think. English literature has the capability to pass on knowledge and wisdom from generation to generation, which is kind of what I really want to be focusing on this semester. We have these works of literature from many, many years ago, and we've seen how they've had the capability to adapt and evolve from each generation to the next, so that we see how the themes and the lessons in each of these stories, they're still prevalent today. With that being said, there's also this video that I've attached right here, How and Why We Read, that kind of just furthers the emphasis on why English is so important. We have some useful links right here. To understand the literature of the Victorian era, we have these particular links right here that will bring you to this particular website right here that discusses Victorian literature. The next goes into, more about the Victorian era and the history. This is the British Literature Wiki. It goes heavily into the Victorian period, you know, the context, the literature, the novel, the poetry. This one goes into art and culture. There's a really nice video for you to watch, and just a brief, you know, lecture explanation right here. This particular link, this is all in chronological order, by the way. This one, you know, goes into the Victorian age, and it is quite a read, but it's very informative. This one focuses on English, or the literature characteristics, and there's, you know, characteristics of Victorian novels, Victorian poetry, all of that fun stuff. This one is just a brief video for you to watch. It's an introduction to Victorian literature, which overviews the themes, styles, and the different authors of the Victorian era. This one goes into the novel of the 19th century, which is part of the Victorian era, another useful source for you guys to go through. This one, it talks about the Victorian influences and contributions, which, like I said, this is kind of like a key component that we're going to be focusing on this semester. You know, it goes into even like the influence on society and science. So it goes more than what your typical English class would, you know, discuss. But the Victorian era had a lot to contribute to different aspects of society. This one talks about late Victorian literature. It's a little bit of a read, you know, it goes into the novel. So go ahead and give these a read if you'd like. Like I said, they're on chronological order, so each of the links, you know. And then we have these videos down here that talks about Victorian era or literature of the Victorian era, excuse me, and then also the Victorian novel. We also have some digital interactives for you to look through right here. This one talks about, so the first one that we are going over is free rice, which is what the page looks like. It's a fun interactive where you can work on your vocabulary, and each vocabulary word that you get right, a certain portion of rice gets donated through the United Nations World Food Program. So you're not only helping yourself better your vocabulary, but you're also helping others who need it most to get food. This one, skill-wise, it gives you fun downloadable fact sheets for you to learn more on, and it gives you more insight into it. It helps you better realize the difference between different types of text and to explain exactly why they were written. Inklewriter and Twine, they're both kind of similar, and it also kind of gives you a break from, you know, heavy academics, but it gives you kind of more of an option to be creative, and it helps you create your own stories as well. So you're not reading about other stories, you're actually creating your stories. And then over here we have, because this is, you know, a predominantly online classroom, we need to make sure that we're being safe online. So these resources down here help you make sure that you're staying safe. Resources on how to maintain safe, and then this particular last one as well. Last resource gives it kind of from like a teacher's point of view as to why it is so important to stay safe. We have also some videos right here on how to be a good digital citizen, and what exactly that means. Next we have our first actual, assignment. This is called a Webersize. So first things first, you're going to watch the following video, and then there's also an article for you to look at right here. Austen Across the Centuries, Comparing Emma and Clueless. So you're just going to read this brief article right here, and then you're going to open up the attached assignment, and you're just going to answer all these questions relatively fast and easy, and then go ahead and submit it right here. Next we have a graphic organizer, which also deals with the video that we just previously watched. you are going to be using a Venn diagram. I have an example right here. A Venn diagram just so it's easier for us to visualize the differences and similarities between the two main characters that are being compared, Emma Woodhouse and Cher Howitz. You are going to open up the worksheet that is linked right here, which I'm just asking, it's very quick, very easy, list 3 differences, list 3 similarities between the both of them, just so that we're able to get a better understanding of these two characters that are being compared. Next, we have our assessment sheets. I would like to say first and foremost, I don't feel like tests are an adequate way to make sure that students are understanding. I feel like tests are a good way to make sure that you're paying attention. However, like I said, I don't feel like it's a good way to make sure that students are actually understanding what is being taught. So if you're able to retell to me in your own words what you're being taught and shown, then I believe you're able to retain that knowledge better. So that being said, notice how I have the quotation marks around test. This is going to be based off of the video in the What is English tab. So this video right here. So please make sure that you watch it. It's just quick, easy questions. Very easy, very simple. Just watch the video beforehand. And then once you're finished watching it, go ahead and take the test, submit it. This is the Summative Survey, which is based off of this video, so please watch this one as well. And it, like I said, very fast, very easy. I just want to make sure that you're actually understanding what you are being presented with. Next, we have the choice board, where we are going to be diving into the next novel, play, should I say, Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare, and we are going to be comparing it to the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. So if you click right here, it'll take you to this choice board where it gives you some options for you to do. You have to complete 3 of these. Like I have right here, it's a free spot, so if you want to take it easy, by all means go this way or this way. If you want to actually do the work, you can go this way, this way, this way, or this way. Some of them have videos and articles linked to them, so go ahead and click those, complete the assignment, submit it before the semester's over, and we should be good, right? Here we have a lecture, further going into the comparison between 10 Things I Hate About You and Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. To view the lecture, you're going to click here, which is going to bring you to this presentation, 10 Things I Hate About Shakespeare. You know, fun little play on words. And then you are also going to click right here to view the guided notes, which are right here. So it's kind of a mixture between, you know, fill in the blank and free response questions because, you know, just as this is a English class, I would like you to have some sort of writing experience throughout the semester. And that's our class. I feel like we are going to be able to fully accomplish our mission and be able to determine how this era of literature shaped what we have now through comparisons that we're going to see through, like I said, Emma by Jane Austen in the movie Clueless, and Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare, and 10 Things I Hate About You. So here is to a good semester.